Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Forecast. I'm StormTracker8 forecaster Tyler Hall here, and I'm joined today by our very own chief meteorologist, Matt DiNardo. Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Tyler. Another great day out there. 60s, feels good. We've had some sun, but hey, that fog this morning was crazy.
Yeah, definitely some foggy and another chilly morning. I had to throw on the 8 News fleece once again. I know you're going to chuckle over that, but yeah, we had 30s and 40s, and we did have some foggy conditions. Yeah. Now, we do have a poll that we will be referencing throughout the show, so feel free to ask us questions about the forecasts. Of course, we're focusing on this upcoming Saturday system that we've been talking about for quite a while here. So before we get to that, today in weather history, I found this not too long ago. We had a snowstorm, Matt, that produced 2 to 5 inches of snow across portions of central and southeast Virginia in 2004.
That was just before I arrived. In fact, I was thinking back. We were talking off the air. I think this would have been the weekend that I was coming in for my interview, meeting John Bernier for the first time. And then, here I am 22 plus years later. Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you are a legend around here, Matt.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on.
I appreciate that. That's super sweet of you.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the forecast here. So, again, big picture of things. Let's look at this map here. So, again, we have obviously this ongoing big weather system in the middle of the country, and it's been producing some severe weather for the southeast, even some flooding concerns. We're going to get into that this afternoon. And of course, this same system is the system that we are going to be seeing for tomorrow, Matt, right?
Exactly. And what I'm really watching as you were playing that there, that low coming out of Dallas, Texas, sliding down to Houston, you're seeing, look at that blow up right there of those storms just north of Houston. And this is really going to kick into high gears. We have a lot of shear. So areas in the deep south, I think you're going to talk about this, have the potential for some severe weather. And then that then comes to us for the Soaker Saturday.
Yeah, and we do want to mention the fact that we are not going to be in for severe weather here tomorrow on Saturday, because I know a lot of people do tend to ask that when there's severe weather kind of a region away from us in the southeast. Is that going to impact us? We are not seeing that for tomorrow, which is just a lot of rain, which is what we need.
Yeah, because we were talking about yesterday, that area of severe drought really expanded eastward, almost a U.S. Highway 15. I mean, so a large portion of the area really having some water trouble in that respect.
Yeah, and let's get into the severe part of this weather system. So through tonight, from eastern Texas all the way over to Alabama, there is a level 2 out of 5 risk, or what we call a slight risk. There's a few terms that are thrown around, but this is a pretty good threat area, Matt, for sure, through tonight.
Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, East Texas. And again, we noticed those areas of blow up just north of Houston. So this is kind of the general idea, Tyler, but I think you have something to talk about the tornado threat, which we were talking before. I mean, 5% chance, that is for this early in the season. Today's January 9th, right?
Correct.
I mean, that's really early to have a 5% risk. That just shows how potent this storm system is.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we talked about yesterday, of course, location matters. And I was down in Louisiana for 5 years to start my TV career. And I know how much of an influence the Gulf has in the Gulf states and also the Southeast when it comes to, of course, the flood potential, which we're about to get into in just a little bit because of those torrential downpours that they're going to be seeing through tonight.
Right. So you got the heavy thunderstorms, you got the potential for heavy rain, flooding potential, and of course the risk of tornadoes. The wind and hail threat was like 15%. So it's there. It's just not the big. I think the big thing that stands out to me is the tornado threat. Yeah,
isolated tornadoes, as you said, damaging winds, hail. Of course, that heavy rain threat. Now, I was again, noticing as this system continues to progress to the east tonight into Saturday, there is still going to be a strong to severe storm threat for our Saturday. It looks like mainly for Alabama, looks like another level 2 risk here, Matt.
You know, and I think that this is probably going to be, you know, during that transition period of overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning.
Right.
Storms that get going in Mississippi could traverse into Alabama, and therefore that's why that threat continues there.
Yeah, and again, I think at one point yesterday there was kind of like a minimal risk or a level 1 for Southwest Virginia, but it looks like they've taken that out. But again, the big takeaway obviously is going to be the rainfall, which we're going to get into in just a little bit. But the flood potential here through tonight stretches from the Big Easy of New Orleans all the way up to portions of Tennessee and also Georgia for those torrential downpours leading to flooding concerns.
Do you happen to remember when you were reading some of the stuff here? I mean, I'm assuming with the Gulf influence here, some of these storms could produce, 2 to 3 to 4 inches of rain? Is that that's why that flood watch is issued?
Yeah, definitely multiple inches of rain possible, you know, in a very short amount of time. And that'll lead to issues, you know, runoff instantly. And then obviously that piles up very quickly.
Yep.
And that leads to problems on the roads later on today into tomorrow. Now, did want to track out the system here for you. So this is for the rest of today. Again, an approaching cold front. And before the cold front comes on through, we're going to see a warm front lifting on through tonight into Saturday morning, and that is going to continue these unseasonable mild conditions that we have been seeing this week, Matt.
Yeah, we're still sitting even today in the middle 60s, despite starting off cool with those foggy conditions.
Right.
Then the clouds broke apart. We had some sun. Now the clouds are rolling back in ahead of that front. And even tomorrow, even with the rain coming in, we're still talking about temperatures in the mid 60s, maybe some places to the Virginia border, maybe in the upper 60s.
Yeah, and speaking of that, that's the next graphic here is the temperature. So well into the 60s, we should be in the upper 40s for this time of year. So yeah, definitely enjoyed outside of the rain that we're tracking later on today and most of our Saturday. Now, as we get into what's happening for tonight and Saturday, rain is really going to be picking up across the area, Matt, associated with this warm front, and then again tomorrow night the cold front comes on through.
Yeah, so something interesting started to happen yesterday with the models, and you're kind of seeing it here. There's a cool wedge that's going to be developing north of Baltimore in D.C., and that's going to push the moisture more south and east over I-95 from Richmond up to D.C. Then the low slides over us, and that might make it more showery late tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. And then once that front comes through, the rain's going to pretty much shut off. Our skies are going to clear on out as we go into Sunday. And now, as you saw in that temperature trend, going back to normal. But the amounts, Tyler, have gone up and up and up since yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, every day the computer weather models are definitely indicating to us that this is going to be a good soaking rain. Potentially some areas 1.5 inches or so of rain. And again, that is going to be very beneficial when it comes to this overall situation. The drought, the moderate drought that has expanded eastward versus a week ago, and the severe drought, or that orange color here, Matt, that has extended to the south and west, basically for the western half of the state.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. There's some places, you know, from Charlottesville, Lynchburg, western Buckingham County through Lexington that are down when you go 365 days back, right? So you're looking at that. There it is. Thanks, Tyler. 18 to 25 or 23 inches there of a deficit, right? So that's how much they're lacking. Now, you notice in Metro Richmond, we're not really missing much. We're down a smidge, right? But nothing. Sure. But, I mean, the western part of the state's really severe, and that's why you had that severe drought in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, this is going to be very beneficial stuff later on today into our Saturday. And I know today, okay, we do have a question here. So, should I cancel my outdoor plans for Saturday? If not, when is the best time to get outside? You could go first, and then I could...
Look, Saturday to me is going to be a washout from the time you wake up, probably until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If you have dinner plans tomorrow night, the steadiest of the rain should be done, but we're still going to have some showers here. So if you want to get outside, I'd say after 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I said earlier that, Saturday is definitely a good day for indoor plans, but if you have outdoor plans, you know, definitely have the rain gear on hand, plan accordingly, and plan around the showers that are on the way for us.
And I have some great indoor plans for you, Tyler. I know you're big into fly fishing like I am, and this weekend... Okay, I was there today, and I might go back tomorrow.
Yeah. I know.
Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival happening at the Meadow Event Park. It's in barn number 3, which is the Farm Bureau of Virginia. It's open from 9 a.m. tomorrow morning until 5 p.m. There's about over 150 vendors there, lots of classes. You can try out rods, you can do fly tying, all kinds of stuff. It's really a great thing. This is the 25th year that this has been going on. So,
oh, wow.
Big
deal.
And what I noticed today, we always talk about, because I'm big into getting to women into fly fishing. The amount of women who are now fly fishing and at that show has increased probably tenfold. It was awesome to see. Yeah.
Wow.
So go on out there, male, female, kids. And look, if you don't fly fish, there's all kinds of wineries there. And they also have brought in spirits. You could check out different types of bourbon. Tyler, I know you're a big bourbon drinker.
Not at all. Not at all.
You know what? So I'm not either, right? And because I always find it has a very bitter taste. And I went up to one of the bourbon booths. He goes, "Can we try?" You know, I said, "Look, bourbon to me has a real harsh taste." He goes, "Okay, try ours." And they let me sample a little sample, right, like that. And the third one was like, this is pretty good. So anyway, there's something for everybody. Is my point. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I've always heard, Matt, that when it rains, it's actually really good for fishing, you know, things like that.
It is. You just have to be able to put up with the elements. But yeah, I mean, and when it's mild and raining, it's much more comfortable in that respect versus cold raining. Anyway. Yeah. But that's a great question. Thanks for getting that question in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So getting back to the story.
Yeah.
The weather story. So because we went off track there.
We went tangent. We went. Okay, go ahead, Tom.
So yeah, we've been talking about well above average conditions here. So this is yesterday. So yesterday's high was low 60s, started off in the low 30s. We should be in the upper 40s and the upper 20s for averages. And records, we're not going to get to records, but just to give you a perspective, 73 set back in 2008. So some pretty balmy conditions back then.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I remember, I love warm weather, right? I mean, that's how I am. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Looking ahead to the weekend. So again, tomorrow, definitely an indoors day, as Matt and I have been talking about, with the rain throughout the day associated with that system that, again, is bringing severe and flood potential to the southeast through tonight and tomorrow. And then a little bit of a cooler day on Sunday, but still a pretty decent-looking day for outdoor plans on Sunday, Matt.
Which is good. So you can inside one day, outside the next day.
Yeah, absolutely. And we take a look at the 8-day forecast here. So the rest of today, tomorrow, and Sunday, a bit breezy from time to time, all kind of associated with, obviously, before the system, we're getting moisture at us from the Western Atlantic Ocean, and then we are getting, obviously, that system that's coming on through for tomorrow night, and then a little bit of a breeze kicks up as that system pushes on through Sunday morning. Cooler day on Monday. Now, I did put watching for next Thursday because the models right now, Matt, and of course we'll get an updated look at them this afternoon, are kind of indicating something interesting may play out late next week. But the temperatures are going to be well above freezing. Right. So I do caution with that.
So some of the models, because I was hinting at this yesterday, showing some sort of development off of the North Carolina coastline. The question is whether it shot out to sea fast enough or maybe tried to come up at us. But behind it, as you notice there, you drop the temperatures quite a bit for Friday because there's another push of Arctic air. And this is something we were talking about where there may be some little piece of polar air, small piece, coming down at us for the end of the week and beginning of next week, and it actually might stay around through the beginning of February. We'll have to watch and see how that all plays out. But yeah, that Thursday, there was some interesting things to watch, as you say.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, did want to quickly see if there's another question coming our way. I know we had questions about the weekend, particularly Saturday, so definitely throw your questions our way, that's for sure, on this show. And we take a look at obviously, the big story later on today and tomorrow is, are you looking forward to the rain that's happening for later on today? So, well, we'll see what people say as far as that is concerned.
I think there's going to be a lot of people, because I've been getting it, we need rain. We need rain. So I think there is, and I know it comes on a Saturday and people want to get outside, but look, the overall benefit is really important. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, make sure you share your comments below, and we'll definitely answer them when we can. And with that, again, Matt, we look forward to the rain, and of course, we look forward to your forecast this evening.
I'll be on at 4. We'll be working on the forecast in just a couple of minutes again to see what updates are for that Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today.